So today is going to be a super exciting day. We're here at Zone Off-Road and we are going to be pimping out the Hilux with the Fox setup. We're going with the Fox 2.0s. They are coming on board as a partner with the Roam 2.0 build, and honestly, I couldn't be happier. You can see that the vehicle is straining a little bit under the weight of all of the accessories. Just the ride quality on-road and off-road at the moment is really not that great, and it's sitting way too low. You know, we're limited on the size of tires we can put on. There's a lot of limitations to the standard suspension, and let's be honest, this is not a standard vehicle anymore. That suspension was designed for this vehicle to be a certain way, and it is no longer that. This is where we have to step in with an aftermarket suspension kit. Let's get started. We're going to pull the vehicle into the bay. We're going to start stripping it. We're going to have a look at what the old suspension looked like, and we're going to have a little run through on the new shocks and see what's going on there, what makes them a bit different, and hopefully you guys can learn a little bit something more about suspension today.
Welcome to another episode of Roam Overlanding. My name is Adrian Abrahams, and last week we went over to Onka Off-Road to install the bumpers and rock sliders. Now we're going to be heading over to Fox, South Africa to upgrade the Hilux's suspension to get it riding like a dream. Now the fun was about to begin, but first the ever important initial measurements so we can see just how much of a lift the vehicle will get by the end of the process. Now, I have been wanting to sort the suspension out on the vehicle since the day I drove it out of Bushlaw. And by now, I'm so used to seeing my vehicle stripped to bits that I was excited to get it up on the lift and get going. Before we can pop the Fox 2.0s in, we need to pull out these very well used factory shocks first. After all, they have lived a life on rough corrugated roads. And it's crazy to see how much more complicated independent front suspension setups are than the solid axle on the rear. So you really need to know what you're doing when upgrading the suspension on these vehicles, for sure. Luckily, the Zone Off-Road mechanics live and breathe this lifestyle and know their way around these vehicles. And in no time, they had the vehicle stripped and ready for the Fox upgrade, as well as the new set of leaf packs for the rear too. Let's not waste any more time and get those babies unboxed and have a closer look for ourselves.
So we've stripped off the old factory suspension off of the front of the Hilux, and it has certainly seen better days. And I've got Corne with me here. He is one of the owners of Fox South Africa, and he's going to kind of basically walk us through some of the differences between the standard Toyota suspension and their Fox 2.0 kit. You're going to see it's quite a substantial difference.
I think one of the first things is it's a serviceable unit. This one, if it's seen the end of its life, you throw it away, you buy a new one. This one, if it dies, you put a new seal kit, service it again, and it's all fresh again. So second one is, this one you can see it's an adjustable unit. So the more weight you add to it, you can adjust it a little bit up to get that exact ride height. And of course these units come, this is a 550 coil rating, so you get different ones as well. You get a 600, a 700.
So that'll be depending on what accessories you've got on the vehicle.
Exactly, so it's not just fitting it, but fitting the correct coil rating to that as well. The oil capacity on this is, we've got a 2.0, so it's 2 inches of diameter of oil that goes into this unit, where this is a lot smaller. All the components that they made, you can see it's all, if this eyelet would break off, you can replace it, and so forth. And each and every component in this is replaceable. You do get different types as well. You get the 2.5 with a reservoir that will depend on where you drive. The harder the shock works, you need an external reservoir to keep that oil cool, because heat kills it. And that's the biggest problem. That's why they're going with aluminum as well. This is a steel body. Aluminum dissipates the heat a lot better versus a steel body.
Once we start loading up the vehicles and the type of trips that we do, where we head out there and it's long roads of corrugations or it's extreme articulation, the shock absorbers are working really, really hard. So, you know, your standard guys, the problem with them is that they overheat really quickly. You get that shock fade, and then your suspension isn't working the way it's supposed to. The shock absorber is not absorbing, you know, all of that energy efficiently, and you know that is going to just it's going to make it uncomfortable for you, but your vehicle is going to struggle at the end of the day. So, I mean, this guy is. This is what they call gear porn.
Yeah, on this one here, you can see the bush already started fading.
Yes.
It's actually moved. The vehicle pushed it down, so it's not eccentric in it.
Yes.
It's sitting a little bit lower. There'll be a lot of movement sitting right there.
And I must say, the ride at the moment, or with those, has not been good. Even on the highway where it should be smooth, I'm feeling this like bouncing up and down, and that to me is just like
Telltale signs.
exactly. And the thing is, you know what, your vehicle comes to a point where it is time to swap. You know, it's time to upgrade, or it's time to replace your shock absorbers. And when you get to that point, you want to look at some good options. You know, obviously, Fox is a premium brand, right? It's a premium product. I'm excited to try it out because from what I've heard, it's supposed to be quite impressive. And especially with the way I've got the vehicle kitted out, with all of that extra weight on there, you need something that can handle it, but also perform safely and efficiently when you are at speed. We're going to probably have a look at changing this coil out,
Yeah,
right?
we're going to change that out now to a 700 due to the weight on the front.
Awesome.
And we can actually go upstairs and show the guys how we do that as well.
Awesome, let's do it.
And into the Fox factory we go. Corne invited me here to watch the process of swapping the coils on the shocks. But I quickly learned that his knowledge and passion runs deep. And he talked me through how the shocks are serviced and customized to get the perfect ride dynamics for the application. And even now, as we customize the coil rating to suit the load on the vehicle, he explains to me how it's difficult to get it right on the first go. And we'd probably be back up here to make some more tweaks as we go. But all we can do now is put them in the vehicle and see how she sits. One of the most important parts of your suspension setup is actually your coil. It's what carries the entire weight of the vehicle. And if you don't have it balanced right, it's going to put too much strain on your shock absorbers and they just won't be able to do their job properly. So getting that balance right requires serious effort, and having a fitment center that's dedicated to getting your setup perfect is going to be invaluable. But damn, if these shock absorbers perform even half as good as they look, I'll be seriously impressed. But now, with the front done, I think we can move on to the rear.
So we've pretty much finished with the front there. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be taking out these rear shock absorbers, removing the rear leaf packs, and we've got these babies from Ep8 going in. These are going to add about 300 kilo constant load to the rear end of the vehicle. That's going to accommodate for the canopy setup as well as the whole rooftop tent setup on there. We also have greasable shackles and upgraded U-bolts, and it's pretty much a full upgrade on the rear here. Plus, we've got our Fox 2.0 rear shock absorbers going in. Once the vehicle can, kind of come off the lift, they can see how is it sitting. From that point, they can adjust the front end on the front shock absorbers to lift or drop the vehicle to get the perfect kind of ride height and get the vehicle looking balanced. But what we've done here with this whole lift and everything as well is going to allow us to put bigger tires on. A higher, taller profile on the tire is also going to give us more comfort on the road and off-road. So I think the whole combination of what we're doing here today is going to have a massive transformation on the vehicle.
The rear suspension had definitely reached its expiration date. The rear shock absorbers were completely finished. The leaf packs weren't capable of supporting the current weight of the new accessories comfortably, and there are few things more satisfying than pulling out tired, worn out things and replacing them with shiny new stuff. And with this 300 kilo additional constant load, it's going to easily support my rear setup on the vehicle, allowing the new shock absorbers to work efficiently and not only make the vehicle safer on and off-road, but improve the general drivability of the vehicle. Now, the EFS leaf packs also come with some extended and greasable shackles, so this will help give a little bit of extra wheel travel off-road, as well as help keep the good rake angle between the front and back of the vehicle. And once this thing is loaded up for trips, I'm sure she's going to just eat up the open road. With the leaf packs finally set up, they could get back to installing the Fox 2.0s. I love the look of the metal impacted aluminium bodies, and also how the Fox shocks actually come with these little stone protectors for the shafts. even though they're made of hard chrome plated heat-treated alloy steel. The stone protectors will just protect them for the long run. But now that the installation is all wrapped up, they can lower the vehicle and see how everything is sitting.
So we've tested the 700 kilo coils up front, but they just seem to be rated a little bit too high and there's not enough clearance around the upper control arms. So what we're doing is we're pulling those out, we're putting in the 600. That's probably going to sit probably perfectly. But that's the whole thing with suspension. You know, it's a bit of an art. But if you were running upgraded control arms and things like that, you would be able to run the 700 coils. But the nice thing about having all the spares and stuff here at Fox is that you can just change it out. So they just change out the 700 for a 600, they refit them, and we're ready to go.
The team at Zone really put in some serious effort to get this whole setup just right. And it's important that the vehicle sits right and the setup is safe for normal day-to-day driving, as well as when loaded up for epic overland adventures. And with a couple goes at getting everything perfect, they finally hit the nail on the head, and it was ready for our next set of measurements.
So it has been quite a day here getting the suspension sorted out on the Hilux. But you know what the thing is with suspension? It's a bit of an art form at the end of the day. You need to get the vehicle sitting right, you need it looking right, but at the same time it needs to perform correctly. And the thing is, every vehicle is different. So the weight distribution of the vehicle is different. I've got a secondary battery under the bonnet. I've got the bumper on, we've got a winch on, we've got a steel cable. All of those things interact with how the vehicle is going to sit and how the suspension is going to react to the weight. So on the rear, we've actually managed to, across the vehicle, get about a 2-inch lift over the original height. But it's actually only sitting a little bit higher than what a standard Hilux would. And that is the whole point for me with the lift, is to counteract the sag of the weight of all the accessories. To be honest, we're going to get more of our ground clearance when we put on bigger tires. And that's going to really protect the stuff like the diffs and everything underneath the vehicle. Just doing the suspension lift for now is giving us what we need in terms of the height. But what's yet to be tested, what's yet to be seen, is how the actual drive of the vehicle is going to change, how the performance of the vehicle off-road, on-road, all of that is going to change. And that's something that's can only take time. It's been a long day here at Zone, but I need to say a massive shout out to the whole team here for all of their hard work today, and to Fox South Africa for partnering with the Rome 2.0 build and giving us this crazy Fox 2.0 setup. I cannot wait to get out there and really play around with it.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Rome Overlanding. I just wanted to take a moment to thank my awesome patrons for their support, as well as let you know that if you want to join in our weekly live streams and updates, you should head over to Patreon and become a member. On the next episode of Rome Overlanding, we start putting the final touches on the Hilux and pop in at the Power Brake factory. Subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss out. I'd love to know what you thought of today's episode in the comments down below. I also want to thank all of my incredible product partners for all of their incredible work. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Anyways, see you next week.